I hope you'll be relieved to know that I was able to glue the bug's head back on. And it is now in private place. I keep it at home now. It's not in private home anymore. I had an uncle who was a bomber pilot in World War II. And I remember hearing as a child about a form he had to fill out before he went overseas. The point of the form, as everybody knew, was to let the Army know what to do with the body by some chance they should be able to recover it. But the question was posed more obliquely as a question about religion. Check one, he said, followed by boxes for Protestant, Catholic, Jewish, and probably some others, but no box for none. For this purpose, there were no atheists. And to help out the possibly puzzled airman, the form went on to say, if no religion, put Protestant. There have been times, as an undergraduate, a graduate student, a college professor, and now, heaven help me, chair of an English department, when being an English major seemed to me a lot like being Protestant. If no major, put English. I wouldn't be surprised if numerous students indeed came to this category pretty much that way, by default, as it were. And I know for sure that even people who take this path for confident and passionate reasons often, very often, have trouble explaining to others just exactly what it is you learn being an English major. Or perhaps more accurately, since this is usually the implicit agenda of questioning on this matter, what it is you learn to do. The completely honest answer there is probably you learn to write the kind of papers that English professors, a sometimes charming but diverse and unpredictable and even cranky group, expect you to write. But as answers go, that doesn't stack up very well alongside the answers that say a chem major or an econ major or a German major or even a history major or a music major is in a position to give. The spirit of such questions, of course, especially when they come from your parents or, worse, friends of your parents, is often financial. Okay, well, what kind of job is this going to get you? In a time when most traditional kinds of ethnic jokes have quite properly fallen under suspicion and censure, jokes about English majors, whose reactions do conveniently tend to be nonviolent, seem to be something of a growth stock. Harrison Keeler sends them out over the radio almost every week. They often end up with a reference to flipping burgers, or worse, as if the place of the English major in the larger scheme of things these days is to see to it that the parts of our larger cities never want for permanent inhabitants. The most impressive panhandler I ever encountered may or may not have been an English major. He didn't say, but he was certainly artful, and began his pitch with, "Sir, I'm an alcoholic, but that's not your fault." I was so grateful to be let off the hook that of course I gave him some money. But in a dark mood, I sometimes find myself troubled with the thought that someday some street bum, perhaps the same guy, will come up to me and say bitterly, "Sir, I was an English major, and that is your fault." But of course, that's not the way it is. Comedy, like any other genre, and you all now know what a genre is, right, has warrant to play games with the truth. But people who actually carefully study the situation in the real world that everybody seems to think is so all-fired important are quite clear about their findings. There's nothing remotely unemployable about English majors who, as a class, in fact, do just fine by themselves out there. Thank you very much. That world out there likes English majors. The economy likes English majors. Business schools, law schools, and corporate America generally like English majors. And every time I see the word oxymoron, or Picharka, or vermiculation in TV Guide, a lump of pride comes to my throat to know that one of ours has found a place in the great and lucrative world of mass entertainment. Actually, I have not yet seen the word vermiculation in TV Guide, but when I do, I will know for sure that somebody I taught in NGL 381 has hit the big time. If English majors find the next step beyond graduation scarier or more confusing than their peers do, that's due more to the vigorousness of their own imagination than to any actuarial handicap that they require. I think, in fact, you have to be working some pretty specific animus, or to have an almost spitefully narrow concept of the relationship